Hey everybody, this is Rustin with Metalholic and the Idaho music scene. With us today, we got the guys from Virginmarys all the way from the other side of the ocean. First U.S. tour. Welcome to the States. You guys are what, about a month and a half into it now?
About two.
Yeah, about two now. I think it's was it the 10th of March we came out? South by Southwest.
Doing some headline dates now that you're...
Yeah, we were due to go back about a week ago, but we got these extra dates added to do our headline gigs, which is great. You know, it's great to carry on being out here and doing more shows.
So, well, it's awesome to get a chance to see you and meet you. The album has just been blowing up everywhere, so we're excited you're over here. 2 months for your first U.S. tour that's
crazy,
a huge commitment and everything. Guess you guys will be happy for some downtime in June. So.
Yeah, I think we had to go back in 2 weeks, something like that. Yeah, we've been over we'll have been over for about 2.5 months. So.
We're already all trying to plan holidays and stuff. We'll be like a week away somewhere.
Well, let me start by saying I'm impressed as hell. 3 years ago, 3 years, you didn't even have an album out at the time, and you already played Download.
I mean, I think that's the thing. The way we started 3 years ago, really, it was just about doing the gigs. So we were lucky enough to sort of people got to see us, really loved it. We got these opportunities to do Download and Sonisphere and do all these great supports with Slash, and you know. Really, really cool band, so we've been lucky like that.
And, you know, the album itself, well, first I got to back up a second, because everybody always wants to know when it's a newer band they don't know, especially over here in the States. You guys are newer to us. Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, of course, said the hardest part of being in a band is coming up with the name. Was that true for you guys?
Yeah.
Was that in the speech at South by, wasn't it? I think
yeah, South by Southwest,
we didn't get
exactly.
to catch it, but we watched it on YouTube the other day, man. It's an awesome speech, really cool.
I think it is true though. I mean, I think it is one of the hardest things to come up with a band name, and kind of once you've done it, you've stuck with it. So, yeah, ours kind of came about really by total accident. Me and Ali were in a different band about 5-6 years ago. We were over in LA recording in a place called Santa Clarita, I think. There's like one bar that we used to go to after every recording session. We were in there one night. We used to overheard these guys talking about going to some strip club called Virginmary or Virginmarys or something like that, and kind of always stuck in my head as in like that sounds like a pretty weird thing to call a strip bar. So when we needed a name, and it was like, why don't we call it that? Because that's pretty crazy. So.
Hey, it works. The album cover is pretty sweet too. You know, with the beautiful female back there with the big V on it. So.
Oh, thanks.
That's actually Danny's back. We painted the V.
Oh well, then quite a figure you've got. Since the band's inception, you guys have released a handful of EPs basically in the last 3 years, because you guys have been around in some form since 2006. But Toby Jepson produced the last EP. Has there been a significant change in style over that period, or do you guys just think as you've gotten to the debut album, you've sort of grown?
Well, I think that we've become a lot tighter and a lot more direct, and kind of found the voice of the band a lot more. But I'd say kind of there's been no dramatic genre change, but we just keep it real, really.
Just sort of maturing as you've gone
Yeah,
along.
I guess so, man. Yeah.
So, and Toby came back to produce the debut album, and it's a phenomenal album. The production is wonderful on it. And Kingdom of Conflict, of course. I keep forgetting to say the name of the album, but what's the relationship with Toby that works so well for you guys?
He gets the best out of us, doesn't he? Like he knows how to push us to a point, and then he can push us to a point just before we crack, but he gets like the best out of us. So I think it works like that, because we recorded the album. We basically kind of the tracks you hear recorded live, and it's the best take from that. So I think that's what we like to work with.
Yeah, I think he understands us as like a band primarily, and like as players also, and knows what we're capable of and the best that we can do. So it's always a pleasure working with Toby.
Now you guys share, all three of you share a lot of 60s and 70s sort of inspirations, if you will. Obviously you guys are a lot younger than me, because that's the era I grew up in. How did you sort of get into that music?
My dad was is a big kind of blues and like early Peter Green, Fleetwood Mac stuff. And the first guitar player that I went to was big into blues as well, so I kind of picked it up from that, stuff that I was listening to around the house, and stuff that was being taught on the guitar. And then when I met Danny, we just started kind of like jamming out Hendrix experience type vibe stuff, so that's how I got into it.
Yeah, I think that's probably the same for all of us really. We kind of grew up on that, kind of late 60s, 70s hard rock bands, and when we got together it was obviously just first jamming out. That's kind of like the sort of thing that we all kind of mutually kind of agreed on, I guess, so that's kind of how we get a little bit of influence into the sound.
I always thought Peter Green was a very underrated guitar player. You being the guitarist, you think?
Definitely, like the thing like the touch that he has, and he doesn't play a load of notes. He just kind of like does what he does, but it's incredible. Like it's really kind of reminiscent of like B.B. King and people that before him. So.
For people who haven't seen you yet, your live shows are amazing. That's really where you guys seem to live. I mean, the album is phenomenal. Obviously, the tunes are great, but all I've heard about you guys is how phenomenal you are live.
I think that's definitely our strength. I mean, that's kind of like why we wanted to take 3 years just literally playing and building up a fan base the old school way, where because we know that if people see it, they'll get it, And so I think we translate the music a lot better with our live performance. In general, it seems to be what the whole band's really based on, the energy.
How does the songwriting process work in the band? Do you guys come in with ideas separately? Is one of you the principal songwriter?
I'll like write on acoustic at home, and then bring all the ideas out to just the practice room, or like the lads will learn me playing on guitar, and it's like, oh, that sounds cool. So we'll work on the idea and then jam it all out when we get together. It's the three of us.
So a little bit more organic that way than.
Yeah, exactly. It's not forced at all, like the writing, and plus, like it's not like Ali will bring a song to the practice room, where he says we jam it. It's like he brings it and says, right, Danny, you have to play this. Matt, you have to do. It is just literally everyone. Then kind of puts the part in. It grows. Yeah, like you say, organic.
Nice. Well, just so people can get to know a little bit more about you. Was there an album or a concert or some defining moment for each of you where you sort of knew that music was going to be the path that you went down?
I think for me, I probably, as long as I can remember, I always wanted to be in a band, and I kind of originally wanted to be a guitar player, really, if anything. So I don't know how I ended up doing it, but I don't know. I think as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be in music. Growing up listening to the Beatles and Beach Boys and stuff like that. So.
Like, I was always a massive Beatles fan, but then when I was a kid, I got into kind of like the 80s rock type, big hair and
you
guitar.
got into it for the hair, didn't you?
Big hair and guitars and rock stars type of thing that I'm not really into anymore. I'd say that type of thing. Yeah, I've kind of always known that I wanted to do music.
Yeah, I think the same, man. I've grown up with it. Like, it's always been a family, and so I think, without something cliche, it's probably only ever been the one thing that I could kind of do all right and kind of came quite naturally. So I kind of figured, why not?
Fortunate for us then. So, all right. So, last question before we get out of here, just for fun. What is your favorite non-music related hobby or passion?
I like watching kind of comedy, I don't know, just hanging out with my brother and mates and stuff like that. I don't know. It seems to all be the music really, and writing. I don't tend to have another outlet.
Yeah, I don't know. Same movies. I like a lot of movies. Man United Football Club. I'm a big Man United fan, so that's about it.
Who's your team?
Manchester United. Man United. Sorry, it's my accent, mate. Yeah,
there you go.
So, soccer, mate. Soccer. Yeah, my bad, mate. Keep saying that. So yeah.
See, what I heard originally was Monday Night Football, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. He's from England, and he was saying Manchester United. So. And it's funny because you guys have great accents. In America, we love the accents. And it's funny when I talk to people overseas, they're like, I love your accent. I'm like, I don't have an accent. What are you talking about?
Same for us over here. We all love your accents.
So What about you?
I don't know, man. Probably just hanging out with mates, watching footy, soccer, having a couple of pints, you know, spending time with my girlfriends and family and stuff.
Nothing
Just
weird,
that.
not big Xbox junkies
In
or
fairness, that's, yeah, maybe
foodies or
play a
anything
bit-
like that?
Play a bit of Xbox every now and then and watching films, just the same things really. Nothing exciting. I should say, like, I don't know, making pot, doing pot, spinning wheel at home.
So, guys, thanks so much. Matt, Allie, Danny, the Virginmarys here in Boise tonight, of all places. Been on tour in the U.S. for almost 2 months. Getting ready to go home for some downtime. The debut album is out. Pick it up. And thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us.
No worries.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thank you.